Well, hey everybody, it's another Behind the Sermon, and I'm back with Pastor Steve. What's up, Steve?
Not much. How are you, Sean?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good to see you. You were just out in Washington State at a conference.
Yeah.
Thanks for going there. You learned a lot. Welcome back.
It was a pretty sweet trip. I got to tell you, Steve, this recent sermon you just gave on truth telling, I think that's so important. But, okay, so we're in a weird age, and we should tell the truth. But do you have any advice for, different people that really need to tell truth right now? Like for example, teachers in public schools especially. Like, do you have any advice for them regarding talking about gender and sex and pronouns? Like, what do you want to say to them?
Yeah, I do want to say some things. Thank you for that opportunity. And some teachers and staff at public schools in our church have engaged me in conversations about these things. And first, I just want to say, look, I'm not in the place you're in. You're in a hard place. All of a sudden, you're in a hard place where there's pressure on you to have to call a boy a girl, or to have to call a boy who has a boy's name by a girl's name and not tell the parents, or, all that kind of stuff. So you're under pressure and I'm not there. So a little bit of this is like, far be it from me to try to tell you what to do, right? But on the other hand, you're looking to me for some help, so let me give you some help. So number one, ideally, you don't have to say anything you don't really believe, because you don't want to do that. You want to have a clean conscience. I only say what is true. And yet I realize you're in a place that's a tough spot, and you might make some decisions I wouldn't make to save your family, to save your career for a while until you can figure out what to do. But ideally, you just want to tell the truth. But here's the thing to think about. So we have this thing in the Old Testament where Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were told, you got to eat the king's food. And they said, oh no, man, it's not kosher. We can't do that. Can we look for a third way? The first way would be we don't eat it and we die. The second way would be we eat it and we grieve our consciences and, displease God. Is there a third way? Like, can you let us just try our own diet and see how it works? There might be a third way for you at school. If the administration isn't like the radical, we're out to kill you, ruin your career and all that kind of people, they're just trying to save their careers. If they like you, if you've been a good teacher, then maybe they'll work with you. Like if they don't like you because you haven't been a good teacher, then they might seize this as an opportunity to send you packing. But if they like you, then you can appeal to them, hey, how about if? And then there are some of the options. And here's what some teachers around the country are doing, and some of this has worked for some of them. Can I just call the student by their last name? So I don't have to call, a girl, a boy with a boy's name that I don't really believe that's the truth. But also, just keep this in mind, you want to be the adult in the room. We need to be telling the children what adults really understand. So I'm praying for you. You have to wrestle with it.
That's so good, Steve. Well, thanks for spending some time with us and getting us the opportunity to record this.
Thank you.
See you, Steve.